Hello. The Path of the Righteous Gentile, Chapter 3, Returning to God. On the path of repentance, the penitent should cry to God with tears and supplications, and should give charity according to his capability, at least 10% of his income, and preferably 20%. He should also distance himself from the thing in which he sinned or the person with whom he sinned. He should change all his deeds and tread a straight path, and he should exile himself from his present residence, since exile is an atonement because it brings a person to humility, and the essence of repentance comes through a broken heart and a humbled spirit. It is praiseworthy for the penitent to confess publicly, even to the extent of informing others of his transgressions, saying to his peers, I have sinned against so-and-so, and I have done such and such, but I have changed my ways, and I deeply regret my past. One who is haughty and does not inform others of his transgressions, choosing rather to conceal them, does not do complete repentance. Public declaration refers to the sins between oneself and his fellow man. The sins that are between oneself and his Creator need not be broadcast, and, in truth, it is considered the ultimate of brazenness to reveal them, as it shows that the person is not embarrassed about them. Let him simply return to God, blessed be he, specifying his sins before him. Any public confession should be in a general way without specifying actions, and he should consider it a blessing that his iniquity has not become revealed. Repentance helps only with sins that one commits between himself and God. For sins that are between oneself and his fellow man, he has to pacify his fellow and ask forgiveness from him. If a person receives an apology, he should never refuse to be pacified, but should forgive easily and be slow to feel anger toward another at the time someone asks forgiveness of him. He should grant favor with a full heart and a sincere spirit. Every person should consider himself perfectly balanced between reward and punishment. Similarly, he should see the entire world as similarly balanced because of his deeds. If he commits one sin, he tilts the scales of judgment for himself and for the entire world toward guilt and condemnation, and consequently, he can be the cause of the whole world's destruction. But if he does one good deed, he can tilt the scales of judgment for himself and the whole world toward merit, and can bring salvation and deliverance for himself and the whole world. Part 3. The power of self-determination is given to every person. If he wants to direct himself toward good and righteousness, the power is in his hand. If he wants to direct himself to the way of evil, the power is similarly his. Man is unique in this world, and there is not another creation that can compare to him in this regard. Man is intellectually aware of good and evil. He does what he wishes to do, and no one can prevent him from choosing to do good or evil. One should banish the idea that fools speak about, that God has decreed man's destiny from birth, whether he will be righteous or wicked. There is no such thing. Every person has the ability to become righteous or wicked, compassionate or cruel, generous or selfish, and so it is with all other character traits and abilities to live within the normative conduct set for man by the commandments of God. It is true, however, that the individual may be born with tendencies towards specific problematic behavior, but at all times it is within his power to overcome these natural tendencies. No one is born a thief or a sexual deviant. If God had predetermined the individual's destiny, whether good or for evil, on what basis could the righteous be rewarded and the wicked be punished? Just as the Creator desired that fire and wind should naturally rise upward, and water and earth should naturally descend, and that a planet should move in a circular motion, and all other creatures of the world should act in accord with the nature that God chose for them, thus did God desire that man should have the free will to determine his actions. Therefore, man is judged according to his deeds. If he does good, good is done to him. If he does evil, evil is repaid to him. And at a future time, he must surrender himself to judgment for his thoughts, speech, and actions. If a person fulfills the 7 Noahide commandments, thereby doing good in this world, he is repaid with boundless good from God. The reward for doing good is hundreds of times greater than the punishment for doing evil. For it is written, "For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto the thousands generations of them that love me."